welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up. We have so much to unpack today. Are you starting to feel like you don't really relate to your friends anymore? Because same. I feel like it's such a weird and sad feeling in the moment, but it's either a blessing or it's just a natural part of growing up. We're going to be talking about two different types of friendship losses here. The first one is the worst one because there's nothing wrong with the friendship at all. You're just not relating to anything anymore, and you're just starting to drift apart. And the second type of friendship loss we're going to be talking about is the friend that secretly hates you. That one is easy to drop. As you grow up, you start to have different interests and different priorities as your friends. Your 20s is really weird because we're all on different pages. Some of us are still in college, some of us are starting families, some of us are partying all the time or full on into our career, or people like me who have no idea what the fuck is going on, which is what we talked about in my last episode. I had a crazy party phase when I was like 21 or 22. I forget exactly how old I was, but I was going through a breakup at the time. My ex cheated on me, whatever. But all I wanted to do was be outside. Every single weekend I was at the club. I was not going to miss a weekend. Absolutely not. I just wanted to be turned. Flash forward to me being 25 and trying to figure out what I want to do with my life because I'm at that phase where I want to figure it out now. I'm all partied out. I just want to focus on building my real estate career and focusing on a brand for myself because I see myself as a brand, so I want to build that brand up. Since I had a mindset switch, I've noticed that not all of my friends are on the same page as me, and that's totally fine. But some of them want to party all the time. Some of them are focused on their relationships. Some of them are focused on having children and building a family. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. I just don't want any of that right now. I want to focus on building a career for myself. I don't want anyone else in the picture. I just want to find out who is Lexi. I don't need anyone else distracting me right now. I've noticed that since we are all prioritizing different things, we aren't really talking as much, we're not hanging out as much, etc., etc. That doesn't mean there's no love for that friend anymore. It just means we're drifting in different directions and drifting apart. For example, if someone's super family focused and they have a husband and children, you're going to notice they're going to speak to you less because they have a husband to feed, children to feed. They have to worry about their families and making sure their families are good before outside friendships. You can't get mad or upset at them. You just have to accept it. That's part of life. Another example is I'm trying to focus on health and wellness and build a career. I don't want to date right now. I don't want to party because I don't want anything to interfere what I'm trying to do and how to figure myself out. All of that is a distraction. I don't want to do any of that. So all of my friends that are still partying all the time, we're not really talking as much either because they want to party and I don't. It can be pretty upsetting because you're growing up in high school and middle school doing every single thing with your friends. As you grow up and get older, you're seeing this change, and since you're used to them doing everything with you, you subconsciously expect them to come with you in everything you do in the future. And that's just not how it is as you get older. You have to learn your priorities and go with them. You should not change your priorities for someone else, whether they're your best friend or not. You don't have the same priorities anymore. This could also be a time to make new friends, which is super exciting. You may think as you get older, it's harder to make new friends. No, you just got to put yourself out there, find people who like to do similar things as you. It can't be that hard because the friends you already have, you're not connecting with them anymore. So why don't you go do the things you love and make friends doing those things? For example, since I'm single and I focus on real estate, building myself up as a brand, I love health, wellness, and the gym, I need to find friends that are in the same boat as me and love doing those things. For example, maybe other realtors, people who love traveling, people who like to go on hikes, people who love health, wellness, and the gym. Those are the type of people I want to be friends with. Another thing is, I'm going on a solo trip to meet a group of random strangers to Europe this coming May because I don't have any friends that would be down to go with me. So I took it upon myself to find a website. I'm using this app called The Ultimate Break, where you meet random strangers who want to go to the same places as you. So guess what? Maybe I'll make some friends. Maybe they'll hate me, but hopefully we'll be friends. I'm not saying if you and your friend don't like the same things to just snip them away, but I'm sure you've noticed a drift in your friendship because you're going down opposite paths. It's nice to see everyone's success and their happiness, but everyone's path does not align with one another. So don't get upset about it. Just realize it's a natural thing. It's a part of growing up. It's just called growth. Now we gotta talk about the friend that secretly hates you. Sometimes this can be a hard one to spot, but once you notice, you need to cut them off immediately. A lot of times your other friends are going to notice this friend before you notice them. Do you have that friend who every time you tell good news to or you're really excited about something and they either tell you reasons why it's not a good thing or they're just like, oh, congrats, in just this condescending, snarky voice? Yeah, they hate you and they're super jealous of you. There is nothing worse than a jealous friend. Sometimes you don't notice it right away, or you simply just don't want to acknowledge and believe that your friend could be a secret hater just because you valued that friendship so much, but they just don't value you. And it's a really hard pill to swallow. Just because you were friends with them for a really long time doesn't mean you should stay friends. If you are constantly letting your friend take advantage of you, they copy everything you do, or they are never happy for you, and they make you feel stupid for being excited about something, you need to cut that friendship. We are way too old to have these toxic friendships that don't provide value to each other. If it's only valuable on one side, that is not a good friendship. If you're always bending over backwards for this person and they don't do the same for you, cut that friendship. If you're questioning whether or not you're in a toxic friendship, think about this. What value does this person bring to me? Am I the one always providing them value? Am I always here for them and they're never here for me? Are they happy for my success, or do they shade my success? If you cannot give me a good answer to any of those questions, they're a toxic friend and they gotta go. I've had friends that when I tell them really good news or when something really good happens to me or I get really, really excited about something, they made me feel like that was stupid and I shouldn't be excited for that, or that the good thing that happened to me isn't that big of a deal. Why would you want to be friends with somebody who makes you feel like that, who makes you feel like all your achievements are stupid? When something good happens to my best friend and when she reaches her goals, I am equally as excited as she is. Like, I feel like it happened to me just because I'm so close with my best friend. You know what I mean? If they don't have that same reaction, they're not matching that energy, they're most likely preying on your downfall. They need to be excited when good things happen to you. They shouldn't be excited when bad things happen to you. It's just really weird because when something good is happening to you and you're really excited about something, they don't give a fuck. They make it look like they care on the outside, but on the inside, they're fucking frowning. And you can kind of tell. Once you pick this up, you're going to notice it every single time. And then when something bad happens to you, they are all ears. They want to know all about it. They're asking you all these questions. They're nosy. They need to know because they are so happy that something bad is happening to you. On the outside, they make it seem like they really care. But on the inside, they are jumping for fucking joy because they want you to do worse than them. This one sucks because you may have really valued that person as a friend, but they didn't value you. This friendship breakup is a blessing when it happens because you don't need that negative energy in your life at all. If you feel exhausted and mentally drained after talking to this person or hanging out with this person, that is a big sign that you should not be friends with them anymore. A friendship should never be super exhausting. You should never feel drained after hanging out with your best friend. You shouldn't need a social battery for hanging out with your best friend. You deserve to be valued, just like you value all of your friends. If they're not your hype man, cut them off. A friend needs to hype each other up, pick each other up. You should not need a social battery to hang out with your friend. We should be able to just sit here in silence and everything is fine. But even when you're sitting there in silence with that secret hater friend, you can just feel that energy off of them. They're draining the life out of you. You don't need that. It's crazy too because you don't always realize it. Like, I've seen toxic friends amongst my friends. Like, I have some friends who they have a friend who is constantly taking advantage of them. They're preying on their downfall and they just don't see it. But being an outsider, you can see it. So they probably feel the same way about you. You probably have that secret hater friend, but your friend notices it before you. Because talking about it to someone who's on the outside, they can pick up on those things. But when you're in it, you just don't see it because you just think, oh, that's my friend. No, that is your hater. Let's just do a little recap on everything that we've talked about, okay? Outgrowing your best friends just because you're not into the same things, you're going down a different path, that is a normal feeling. That is okay. It doesn't mean you hate your friend or you can't be like friends. You're just starting to outgrow each other a little bit because you're going down different paths. Of course, you're going to congratulate one another when good things happen. Like when someone has a baby. Oh, congratulations. Hope you're doing well. It's kind of like that now instead of want to hang out this weekend and you hang out with them every single week. It's sad, but it's part of life. And the second one we talked about is the secret hater friend. This you need to realize because this is so toxic for your mental state. I am so happy that I finally got rid of all of my hater friends because I picked up on that shit. And I can tell when new ones are brewing. I can sniff that shit from a mile away just because now that I've had one secret hater friend, I can just pick up on it because I saw how they acted. And if I see those traits in another friend, no. Cut them off. You deserve to be valued. You need to have really good friends. And that is honestly why, as you grow up, your circle just gets small because you're getting rid of all the haters and you're just parting ways with people that you're just not matching up with in life. And it's okay because maybe you're drifting apart for now, but then you'll realign in the future. If they're meant to be in your life, they will be. If they're drifting apart from you, that's meant to happen. So never force a relationship and a connection just because you really love them, you care about them. Let it happen naturally. You'll realign if it's meant to be. If it's meant to be, it'll be. What's that song? I hope this helped you a little bit and made you realize who is a true friend and who isn't. Sometimes it's just hard when you're on the inside to pick up on that friend. But hearing these traits from an outside perspective can really be helpful. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I helped you a little bit. See you next week. Okay, now this is the fourth podcast. I want your feedback. I want to know if these are too short because I don't know how long a podcast is really supposed to be. I don't want to sit here and talk in circles and talk your freaking ear off. I want to get to the point, but I also don't want it to be too short either. So let me know. I was honestly expecting when I first started this to have like 20-minute videos, but I haven't hit 20 minutes yet, and I don't know. I mean, I guess as I keep going, they'll get longer. I just don't want to bore you, so I want some feedback. Let me know if they're too short or if I talk in circles. And honestly, let me know some topics you want me to talk about because I'm down with anything.